Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A. We go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below and I will answer it before the end of the show. Alright guys, so today we have some major leaks on Samsung's new flagship phones, the Galaxy Fold 3 and Flip 3. So let's get started. I think the more anticipated of the two would be the Fold 3, but let me know what you guys are most curious about and I can go more in depth if you need to. All right, so first off and foremost, we do have the Galaxy Z Fold 3 pictures that show a couple of things. So first off, we will be having a underneath the camera display. So that is going to be part of the main screen. So the big part when you open it, you can see a video chat right here going on. And of course there is no hole punch. So that's pretty big. I mean, that is pretty big that we're actually seeing that we're not going to have a hole punch. We are going to see it exactly for what it is. So that's pretty big. It's the first Samsung phone to do it. We know Samsung's been working on this technology for a while now, but it has finally arrived and now it's here. I'm very curious how it'll go. Again, this was originally supposed to be on the Note this year when it came out. Obviously, they pushed back the Note a year, so we'll see how it goes on the Fold 3. The second thing this verifies is the S Pen. So we do get an S Pen here. But here's where some of the bad news starts coming in. This S Pen looks to be too big to fit inside of a slot, like the type of S Pen you get on the Note series. Which means that yes, it most likely will be just like the pen for the S21 Ultra, and that means it will be a separate one. You will probably be able to get a case that fits it, but it looks like it's not coming in. And quite frankly, that's a big, not the biggest disappointment for me. That's coming next, but it does seem like a pretty substantial disappointment. And then we have the thing that is very, very worrisome in my opinion, and that is that although, you know, we're getting these nice three colors and Samsung's trying to win me over with the green, we have the white, the black, and the green. There is a big, big issue with this. It is not the same camera set we have on the S21 Ultra. So what this means, what we're looking at is there is no telephoto camera like this one. That's for sure. In these images, we can clearly see it. There is no telephoto camera like this one. The only saving grace that could be is if they're using this camera instead of this style and basically having you do digital zoom, maybe up to 5 times zoom or up to 5 times zoom, and then there's a 10 times optical zoom built into it. But the more concerning part that I have to say, I just will literally make me not get this phone, quite possibly, is if it really does have the same cameras as the standard S21. I really needed the 108 megapixel sensor on this one. It's just so much of a better sensor. Forget the megapixels aspect of it. It's just the sensor is so much bigger and it's so much better that I would really be disappointed by this. So we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, this looks pretty, pretty telling, and it really does suck. But it looks like the triple camera setup will be 12 megapixel cameras across the board. And if that happens, I'm telling you guys right now, I'm not keeping the Fold. I'm not. I'm not going to pay $2,000 for a smartphone that does not have the best cameras when I can just keep this phone and it has better cameras and it probably will have a better battery life. It sucks. It really does. I do love the Fold design, but I hated that aspect of the Fold last year. The only reason I was able to keep a Galaxy Fold 2 for as long as I did is because I always had a Pixel 5 with me. So I don't know. As for me, this is a killer for me if this turns out to be it. Let me know what you guys think. You are getting the military grade drop protection, waterproofing. You're getting, and that's probably one of the excuses. Again, the Note 20 series, the Note 20 series, and Note 10 series were waterproof with an S Pen slot, but they're probably going to say, "Oh, well, we can't really do it, with that and all that kind of stuff." They'll probably make excuses, but this is probably what we're getting. So, under display camera in the front, S Pen that does not go in the phone on the Fold 3, and the S21 cameras, which again are not as good as other ones. So that's for the Fold 3. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Is this the Fold 3 you wanted? Let me know. All right, now we will move on to the Galaxy Z Flip 3. And this one is a really, really cool design. It's kind of taking aspects from the old Pixel Panda style. And it is a two-tone color. So you have white and black, gray and black, purple and black, and then green and black. And these housings are actually an entire screen. So kind of like the Xiaomi Ultra that we're seeing, but instead of this way, they're flipping it sideways. And flipping it sideways, of course, is going to allow you to get messages that are really big, notifications that are actually pretty much everything you need on this setup. So I really like this design. I think it was very smart the way they did it. It also makes the two-tone really work because of the fact that they're making this black because, of course, any screen should have black bezels. Apple. So, you wouldn't want any other kind of bezel color like a white bezel or something like that. No company, no self-respecting company would give you white bezels or, different color bezels. So they're making the bezels black around this screen so it really does stand out. I am all for that. It does look like it's only going to have two cameras, so no telephoto. It will have the main camera and the wide angle camera. Now this one having the S21 cameras is okay because, we're expecting this price point to be around 1,300. So I'm okay with that. If this doesn't have the best cameras, I would like it to. Don't get me wrong. I think it would be great if they would at least use bigger sensors. But that is going to be one thing that I definitely will miss. Also, I like the design. It feels like they've really kind of tweaked it a little bit on the back here where that curve goes. I don't know if it's just going to be more flat when you close it now, but I am more interested in this now. I'm more interested in the Z Flip 3 than I am in the Z Fold 3. And that's something I never thought I'd say, but I think for pure price point, I think it's a lot more interesting to me now. Let me know what you guys think about these two big leaks for these items. By the way, when are they coming out? Everything points to July. So July is going to be the announcement and the release now is what we're hearing. So it will be announced earlier July instead of late July like traditional. And from what we're hearing, this could change a few weeks, of course, into August. But as of right now, end of July is going to be the release, which makes sense because they released the S series early, so it makes sense they'll release this early. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section, but I'm pretty interested in this one. This one's a very interesting design, and again, I would get this just to like trade in an old phone and just take this for a spin. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, and then we have another interesting thing that will come to future Samsung foldables. Now, it does not look like it'll come this year, but it's a patent that Samsung is making, which we've seen some things like this from Samsung before in terms of using light and sensors to get things like blood pressure, like heartbeats and things like that. And it looks like they're bringing this back, but underneath the display. So essentially using that fingerprint scanner and using it to detect things like pressure and, again, most likely heartbeats and things like that. Things that we're getting kind of like on the ECG on the Galaxy Watch 3 and things like that we're going to get here. So I think it's a pretty interesting aspect of it on how to do it. But yeah, having these sensors built into a foldable device I think is going to be good for the price point, but we'll see just how it goes otherwise. Again, always good to see more health stuff in the future. I myself have found out a lot about how my heart is working with this one, and I got another EKG to actually test side by side to see what's really true, basically, kind of making sure that I'm getting the right kind of reading. So I do like this kind of aspect, to be honest. And then we have some breaking news, some heartbreaking news for some people. If you are planning on getting the new iPad Pro, do not expect to repair it. Or you just better get AppleCare Plus. It's going to cost you $700 to replace the screen on the new iPad Pro because of the new LED, mini LED technology. Again, this is what happens when you have a brand new technology that enters the market, and it's literally so brand new that they don't have repair places for it, they don't have anything for it, so they're very limited on the amount that they can get. Because of that, it will cost you $700 to replace the iPad Pro mini screen, which means basically that if you don't get AppleCare and if you break it, you might as well either live with it if you can, or you get a new one, because it's ridiculous that it's that high of a price. And yeah, so yeah, I just thought that was like crazy. New technology sometimes comes at a cost, and that's one heck of a cost. All right, and then we have some other news, and that is Huawei has gotten their new phone leaked. Now, this is the P50. Very interesting camera designs, right? Oh, and Huawei, to be fair, Huawei has definitely pioneered a lot of the camera designs you've seen iPhones take, you've seen Samsung's take, you've seen Pixel's take. So this is another really interesting design, not gonna lie. And it's a really cool one, I think. So you have 4 cameras, all, back to back. Now, the only thing I will say is that I wonder how big these sensors are, because it doesn't look the sensors would be that big in this case, but we'll have to wait and see. But that isn't the most interesting thing about this. The most interesting thing about this is right here at the bottom, where it says powered by Harmony OS. Huawei is quite possibly launching the first phone in a very long time from I think it's the only phone from a big player, like Huawei is. Huawei is obviously, one of the biggest players around the world. They got to number 1 for 1 quarter in 2020 or 2019. I forgot what year it was, when they sold more phones than anyone else for 1 quarter. And then Google brought the hammer down and all that kind of stuff. So they're not getting back on top anytime soon. But they are launching their own operating system that's not Android and it's not iOS. Now, to be fair, Samsung has done this, actually. Samsung has Tizen phones in countries like India and other countries where they sell phones that are under $100. But this isn't an under $100 phone. This isn't a phone where you're trying to save a few bucks here and there because you don't want to pay Android and Microsoft for the licensing fees on Android. This is where you are putting a flagship phone that is probably going to start at $800 plus with another operating system besides Apple or Android. So that is pretty big. Let me know what you guys think about that. I'm very curious to see how this phone could do. Just because I do not believe truly that there is room for Harmony OS. I know how big Huawei is in China. I really do. But at the same time, I do not think it could be successful globally. Could it sell well in China? Absolutely. Could it sell well internationally? I don't believe so. I just don't believe another company can come in. And the reason why I say that more than anything else is because we already had a company fail at doing that, and they had more money and more resources than Huawei did, and that's Windows. Windows came, it failed. We've had a few other ones like Amazon and Facebook come along, built off of Android, all failed. So very interesting to see how this one will go. I don't think it has a chance of succeeding, but let me know what you guys think. And then we have another very, very interesting thing. Google is working on getting UWB connectivity possibly in the Pixel 6 family. Now, this is why this is so interesting. So I've had my Samsung Smart Tag for a while now. And then Apple just released their AirTags. And Apple's claim to fame over Tile is that, well, we work with everyone, right? We work with everyone. Like, we have a billion plus phones out there that runs off of iPhones and iOS devices. You know who has more than Apple? Google. If Android as a whole, so right now we have Samsung that does, and Samsung has things that anyone uses smart things that has it and uses it, it works great off of it, right? And when you think about smart things and smart find, you have things like Samsung TVs in so many homes in America that can help with that kind of thing. So that is something that Samsung really has that works well. But if you start to throw in Android devices as a whole into this mix, I'm sorry, but internationally, you can find your phone on a scale that, quite frankly, Apple could never match with this. So that's pretty interesting. That is very interesting. If Google's just starting this, right? So it's starting on having this particular UWB on the Pixel phones. So they can develop it, of course, for anything that works with just Pixel phones to do that AR tracking that both Samsung and Apple can do. That's fine. But what's more interesting is if you loop in everything into Android. If Pixel creates Pixel tags or whatever, and they work across the board with Android, and on the newest version of Android, you have it built into it, you can opt out, of course, right? But if you have that built into it, it's going to be something that is very, very interesting in terms of how to work. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. But I think if this is the beginning, again, of it, it's a very interesting aspect. All right, guys. Now, with that being said, let's get to your questions. If you have any questions you want to ask, just ask them in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Now, I will let you guys know, I did get my second dose of the vaccine. So I do feel like my arm hurting a little bit more as I'm talking, and I feel a little bit, out of it, which is supposed to happen. So if I have to end early, I'll end early, but I feel good enough right now to answer all the questions. So I just want to let you guys know that, just in case I have to end early, and you guys know, so excited. 3 weeks, going to a movie theater, I swear. All right, let's get started with your guys' questions. Galaxy Fold 3, what size do you think the Galaxy Fold 3 will be? As of right now, we do not know size, right? But we do know that it is going to be most likely smaller screen size compared to the Galaxy Fold 2 on both screens. Not, again, what we want to hear, but I'm just letting you guys know what is currently rumored at this time. I hope the underneath camera works really good, no problems. So there has been underneath display cameras from I think 3 companies so far. Vivo, Xiaomi, and another one have all had one, I believe. At least one actually, because I think Vivo had 2. But the thing about that is that there have been issues. There have been things that basically it's not as bright. It looks dull. So there have been issues, which is why we believe we haven't seen them in Samsung or Apple, because they wanted to take more time and make sure it's a better quality. Now, Samsung does this with less time, of course, than Apple. So it makes sense that they would be the first one to jump into it. So very curious to see how this will go overall. But I can say that if it does look like we're getting this kind of feature in the phone, I think it will be at least a decent quality. Might be a little bit worse than the standard camera, but it'll be better than like a laptop webcam. So yeah, which isn't a hard thing to beat. Will 200 megapixels on the S22 come about? Heard it might not come about. I do believe the 200 megapixels definitely could be on the S22, but that also might be what they're saving for the Note series or the Ultra series. We'll see what they end up naming it, but I do believe that the 200 megapixel camera will come out next year. but I do not believe that it is a guarantee that we're going to see it in the first half of next year. I think more than likely we'll see it in the second half, but we'll have to wait and see. I do believe, though, it will come in next year by how it started and how it's going. Hope they don't put a back screen on the Mi 11 like the Ultra. See, I'm not opposed to the back screen because if you guys remember, I reviewed. Sorry, my arm is. I reviewed a phone called the Nubia Z20. The entire back of the phone was a second screen. Well, most of the back of the phone. So I'm not opposed to the back of the phone having that. Especially, they're kind of doing the blueprint right now with the flip, right? Because if you can picture a much bigger camera bump, right? So, you know, this is only 2 cameras. But if you picture the camera bumps going up to here, bam, there is your screen. You know, it's a wide screen instead. And this look right here, this top look, could easily do well for a phone for next gen. So I am okay with that. If they do it this way, I think it looks a lot cleaner than what the Mi 11 Ultra has. Let me know what you guys think, though. Are you just opposed to it? I am all for a screen in the back because it is true. The better we can get away from this kind of punch hole, the quicker we can get away from that, the better. Because then you're going to have these magnificent cameras taking a photo or video instead, and it's just so much better that way. Hi from Oregon. S21 crappy stylus, ultra thin glass stick while thicker, still fragile, and finally will cost too much. Yeah, no, that's how I feel about a lot of ways of the Z Fold 2. Will you please do a video on Google Photos close to June 1st? Yes, I'm actually about to, it literally just got delivered before I started the show. I'm about to back up everything onto my new NAS system hard drive. And kind of give people solutions for how to replace Google Photos if they don't want to play the cloud storage. But yes, it is ending June 1st, so I will probably do a video mid-month to kind of remind people every photo or video you have, back it up to Google Photos before June 1st. Because everything backed up after that will start to count towards your storage. Everything backed up before that date, before June 1st, is unlimited photo backup. Unlimited photo backup ends June 1st. So make sure to get on that. Hi from Oregon. Oh yeah, sorry. I read that one. $700 is better. It better at least come with a wish from a mythical dragon. I do not think the $700 to fix the mini LEDs will come with that. No. Can you take any of the tile tracker like devices on an airplane? Tile like devices on an airplane? Yeah, of course you can. I've taken plenty of tile devices on an airplane before. Again, I always fit it with my luggage, right? So each piece of luggage has come with me on the plane, right? So it either is with me if I put it in the overhead, or it's in the plane. If anything, yes, most tile trackers are on a plane more than anywhere else in the world, I would say. And it has helped. Like one time when we were waiting for our luggage, I forgot if it was our international trip or a trip to Florida, but I remember me and my wife, we were waiting for our luggage and it just was taking forever. And it was funny because as soon as it got in the vicinity, it basically alerted me immediately, like your tag has entered your area. So I knew that it was basically like it was on the cars and they were driving it from the plane to the it's been so long since I've flown to the terminal where you get the luggage, that basically I was waiting for it to get there, and as soon as it got near it, I was like, oh, okay, look, the tile is telling me it's close now, so that means it's about to come down, basically. And sure enough, 5 minutes later, is when the sign changed saying that, hey, your luggage is going to come soon. And then 5 minutes after that, we finally got it. Ricky, what wireless charger would you recommend for the Note 21? For the Note 21, we don't have a Note 21. At least no one else does. But no, which one would I recommend? I do have this one, which is a really good one that I still love. This one is a dual stand charger, and it's 18 watt on the front stand, and a 10 watt on here. But there are two other ones. There's the triple charger, which I take on my vacations because it can charge 3 devices at once. So I've charged 2 phones and my watch all at the same time. However, I did put that away. There is going to be a review coming out this week on the Nomad wireless charger. Now, that one is a pro base station, and I got it while it was on sale. It was a really cool deal, half off. It literally, like, I was going to put it on my tech deals when I was still doing it daily, but it started at 8 p.m. and it was done by 10 p.m. because I don't know if they made a mistake doing it, because it was half off. It was $200 and it went on sale for $100. So I did get it during this quick fire sale, basically. And this one's really cool because you can basically drop it anywhere and it will wirelessly charge. So, and you can drop up to 3 devices and it will wirelessly charge all of them. So on the video, you'll see it, but basically I was able to charge 2 phones and like the Galaxy Bud Pros at the same time, all 3 of them. And it was still fast charging the Galaxy S21 Ultra. So that one is pretty good. But yeah, wait till that video comes out this week and I will have all my 3 recommendations in that video. Again, it'll probably come out probably Tuesday or Wednesday. Choice, Note 20 Ultra or wait 2 years for the S22 Ultra. I think if you need a phone now, then get the Note 20 Ultra. I think it depends on what you have right now and if you can wait another year till next year to get the Note 22 Ultra or whatever it's going to be called. But yeah. Only way Huawei OS can work is if they get 51st date questions preloaded on every device. It'll be quadrillions. Thank you so much, Quiet Storm, for the reminder of my shameless plug. And yes, this is 51st Date Questions. It is the app that I created. It is a great game to play on a first date or on a couple's night out. Basically, you ask them a question, they ask you a question, and you find out things that you might not know or you might definitely have forgotten, or even things that have changed about your partner. It's a really cool game. I remember when me and my wife played it a few years back. Again, it was awesome. And yes, I did play this on my very first few dates with her. I think it was like the 3rd date that I introduced her to this game, and she loved it, and yeah, married. So, not guaranteeing you'll be married, but guaranteeing that you will have a good time if you play this game. Links in the description for iOS and Android. All right, let's get to the rest of your guys' questions. Whoa, a bunch of questions loaded. Everybody drink. What's the best app what's the best apps for the A71 UW? Do you have a video on this? Thank you for having the best shop. Thank you, I appreciate that. No, I don't have one specifically for that one. I think my last must-have apps was with the S20. I don't know when the last must-have apps video I did. Must-have apps. Wow, I think it's been the S10. Okay, it's time for a new video for that one. Yeah, so I will do a new must-have apps video. It's been a while since I did that. It will not be made specifically for that phone, but just most phones in general. Yeah, I'll do that by next week, if not by this week. I have a few videos we're doing this week. Let's see. Evening, Ricky. Have you ever tried de-Googled phone like Pixel on Lingag? I've heard of these, or with Micro G without Google services. No, I haven't. I am so deep into Google services that I couldn't imagine using a phone that like that because Google is literally how I use for most of my passwords. It's how I obviously communicate with Gmail, but it's also how I communicate with most of my friends. Most of my friends still use Hangouts, so including my wife, my daughter. Like we're all on Hangouts. So like I use Google services pretty substantially. Not to mention like navigation with Google Maps, like things like that. I don't think that it would honestly be a right phone for me. I may not be in an Apple ecosystem or a Samsung ecosystem really hardcore, but if there's one thing I'm locked into is a Google ecosystem, very much so. I can't wait for the Note 21, Note 22, depending on what they call it. The more I see about the foldable, fragile phones, the more I want to wait. Samsung, please don't let us down on the new Note. We want a larger battery life SD card. I agree. That is one thing that I'm very curious about. Again, I am almost 100% positive that the S22 will not have a micro SD card because of how good the sales were on the S21. I just don't think they're going to bring it back. But the one that I could see them bringing it back for is possibly the Note. I'm not saying it's a definite, but Note users I think would want an SD card more than S series users. Let's wait and see, but I'm very curious. Does your flagship Samsung Galaxy phone have a built-in screen record function? Yes, it does. I think most Samsung have had a screen record function for a while. It's actually how I'm doing an upcoming video. I recorded it on the screen while it was working. It was the this Roborock vacuum that's an awesome present, like for Mother's Day. If you can afford it, it's pretty expensive. But man, was it just awesome at doing everything that you wanted it to. So yeah, that one was really impressive. And that one is something that I would definitely recommend. Like I was like, wow, that is really cool how the quality was. But I did a screen record because it was navigating on my phone and creating a map of the living room, the kitchen, and everything like that. And that was with the built-in screen recorder app. Are you impressed with the new Samsung laptops? Not really. I kind of gave my 2 cents about it during the live stream for that one. But really, I think the best part about them is the OLED display for a little bit more affordable laptops. There are alternatives like an Asus one I'll talk about tomorrow in the tech deals video. But there are alternatives for OLEDs that are lightweight. But the main thing this phone is supposed to have, these laptops are supposed to have, is the battery life and the OLED displays. The OLED displays are easily the best thing about the laptop. And I think you should only get it if you're trading in like an old Samsung tablet. Then I think it's more worth it, but I do not believe it's worth it at the normal price, to be honest. I think they really need to stop doing 8 gigs of RAM. I think those laptops are laughable to have 8 gigs of RAM at those kind of price points. And yeah, so I automatically go to the 16 gig of RAM version, and it's not the best for that. There's better prices out there for sure. If Google gets a chip building game and their partnership with Samsung, could they design a top-down chip to make Samsung run smoother? Yeah, I definitely think so because of the fact that, again, if Google's processor, say, is better than Qualcomm's, Samsung is going to make all of the Pixel processors, whereas they only make some of Qualcomm's processors. So that's a really interesting tidbit on how it could go for sure, but very curious to see how it goes down. Can you download YouTube videos onto a micro SD card of a phone, or does it automatically download into the built-in storage? So no option to download stuff. No, actually, you can definitely download them to a micro SD card. I cannot do it on my S21 Ultra because it doesn't have a micro SD card anymore. But for instance, on my tablet, I only got the 128 gig version model for this tablet, but I have a 512 gig of storage. So all my Google movies that I've purchased go, when I want to download them, go on the micro SD card. And all of my YouTube videos, when I want to download them offline, go onto the micro SD card. So yes, there is an option for that under YouTube and then download. But just out of curiosity, because you did say, is there a way to download them? You can only download them if you have YouTube Premium, which is the service. So basically, you pay $10 a month for a single person, which doesn't make sense. It's better to get the group one. For the family version, you can get up to 5 people. They don't have to actually be family, but you can get up to 5 people, and they can pay $14.99, and you all get YouTube Premium, and you all get YouTube Music, which is like a Spotify alternative, all for the one price. And you note you don't get ads in any video on YouTube. You also get to download videos up to 1080p offline, which is big right now because most people are playing videos automatically at 480p. All my videos are still at 1080p because I have YouTube Premium, and I download them offline. So yeah, so those are all the big things that you can get with YouTube Premium, but you have to have YouTube Premium in order to do that. Part 2, on the Google chip, does it tie into Fuchsia coming soon? We might hear about Fuchsia at Google I/O. Again, we haven't heard about Fuchsia for a long time. We heard about some rumors about it about it being shown off this year. Will it be at Google I/O or will it be at Google's event later in October? We'll have to wait and see. But I hope we see something about that because I'm very excited about Fuchsia. Looking forward to the next Galaxy Watch 4 to have much better battery. The Galaxy Watch 4, we've already revealed that battery life, I think 2 weeks ago. It's a slightly bump up on the bigger screen, but on the smaller screen, it's actually a smaller battery. So unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get the best increase in battery life for that one. That video camera tripod, what does it look like? You still got it. Yes, I do, but I do not have it out. Sorry, yeah, it's locked away. But basically, if you actually look at the thumbnail on the video, that is what it looks like. So it is basically a kind of like a pill shape. It's about this big, and then it has a hook for the phone mount. I will show it off next time if you, I'll make sure to keep it out before the show. But yeah, it's a really cool thing. Like, I mean, I definitely will use it. Like, again, I think any influencer or anyone that films video could get a use out of it. And I don't say that lightly. It's just a really good product. I hope the Note 22 will have a micro SD card slot. Again, I think it's a possibility. I don't think it's a definite. All the YouTubers seem to be confused with the Good Luck Update Routines Plus. It was just basically an update. So for the Routines Plus, it's just some new kind of things you could do with it. But I don't know. I didn't see anything that really stood out to me, so I'm not using any of them at the moment. But yeah, just some new things you could do with Routines Plus. I'm all for it. Those were the suggestions, and then you can create more on your own. But yeah, I don't know. If you guys want to see a video on it, maybe I can make it. But I feel like a lot of people did it right away, so I don't know if the new one would be good. For how long are you able to keep your EDU email address after buying it, and how much did you pay for it? I paid $5 for it, and I would trust it for at least a year. It actually asks you when you sign up for accounts. On some of them, on Samsung they didn't ask, but basically when it's signed up for, it says how long do you plan on attending your school. You can actually put 4 years or whatever. I would probably buy a new one every year, to be quite honest, but that's just me. I'm paranoid that way. But yeah, so that's kind of it. So, can you recommend a scanner app that does a good job of scanning pictures and documents well, just by using your phone? Adobe Scan is probably the main one I've used for a long time. However, I know Google just came out with one. I don't know what it's called, But that one I would trust because Google does a really good job with AI in general. So, Google Scanner. That's Photo Scan, which they've had for a while. It's called Stack. So Stack is their new scan app that they just recently came out with. But yeah, really cool type of. You can scan receipts and stuff, and it's just really nice because it categorizes them, which the Adobe Scan doesn't do. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get this myself. So it's called Stack, and it's a PDF scanner from Google. Let's see. The OBSBot mount looks really cool. What other options would you think would be a good idea to use with it? Well, like I said, I used, so the reason why the audio was really good on it, I mean, for what it was at that distance, was because I was using Bluetooth headphones. So basically, I had to use this phone on Pro mode in order to do that, right? But I will say that I am trying to find some really good ones. I talked about this last week for wireless Bluetooth mics that connect to the Type-C connector. So I'm working on getting at least one of those to really test it out and see how good it is, because I think that would be a really good thing, definitely, for it to have. So that would be the main thing I would recommend for it. It doesn't have any kind of light attachment to it, but you can always get like a portable light to light yourself better if you're in a dark area. But yeah, those are the main two things: is audio and light would be the main things you would need to add on to make that an even better experience. I'm getting a notice from Google that I'm close to the 15 gig space. I only have like 6 gigs of photos, but 5 gigs of mail. That sucks. So just so you know, Warren, make sure it might not be worth the hassle, to be honest. It really might not be. But a lot of people didn't always click the unlimited free. So any photos that were uploaded at original quality went towards your 15 gigs. If you download all of them, then re-upload all of them, you could technically then basically upload all the new ones as the unlimited version, which will be reduced in quality, 12 megapixels, but you would have unlimited storage on those, and they wouldn't go towards your 6 gigs that you're currently being talked about. Whoa, Biggs, thank you so much for the super chat support. Really appreciate it. Again, if you have any questions I can answer, please let me know. That is so much for super chat. I really, really do appreciate it. Really, I do. I can't tell you how much I do. So yeah, and then if you can use Final Cut Pro on the new Apple iPad, will you get one? No, because I don't use Final Cut. I mean, I guess I could learn it, but I love DaVinci Resolve. Adobe Premiere, I think, was good for a while. Like, it was better than Final Cut for a while, and then it did the thing that Final Cut did. It was a really interesting exchange over the last 10 years of editing software. Final Cut was the main thing that, editors were using for a while, and then they kind of slacked off. And then Premiere was way better. And then Premiere slacked off, and then Final Cut was way better. But in the meantime, DaVinci Resolve kind of came in, and a lot of people are getting it. One, because it's free. It is free, and it is an editing software that rivals those two. Now, don't get me wrong, the paid-for version is much better, but the paid-for version is a one-time payment of $300, which is much better than Adobe Premiere's solution of paying every single year. So yeah, those are the reasons why and everything like that. But yeah, it's definitely really very good for that. Let's see. Oh, Rick, since you had a Galaxy Watch 46 millimeter, now you have a Galaxy Watch 3 45 millimeter. Since I'm looking at the new band, wondering if the 45 millimeter fit the. You know, I do not know that. I did not pay attention to what band this came with and what band. It doesn't say on here. You have to look up the millimeter straps. I do not know off the top of my head. Galaxy. Let's see. Galaxy Watch 3 bands. Band size. Band size for 45 millimeter. So. So it's the same. It's 22 millimeters on both of them. So yeah, make sure you get the quick release ones though. I would not get any watch bands that are not quick release. So make sure you do get that. But yeah, any 22 millimeter band will work on both the Galaxy Watch 3 and the original Galaxy Watch. So you're good. The link shows different prices, that camera, remote, which one is the best one to get. So it just depends on which package you want to get. So I think the stock one is $69. However, you can get the tripod edition for $99. And those are the early bird specials. If those are sold out by now, then you have to go up in price. Basically how Kickstarter works is the earlier you get, the cheaper the price. So typically with a product like this, it's going to sell very well. They're going to have a round 1, which is the early bird. Then they're going to have a round 2, which is kind of like an okay price, basically maybe $10 more, $20 more than the early bird special pricing was. Then they might have a round 3 pricing that will be closer to the retail pricing. But basically, when this product comes out officially in retail stores, it will be more expensive than what it currently is on Kickstarter. So yeah, that's why. And if you want, I do recommend, if you don't have a mini tripod like that, get the mini tripod. But I mean, I have like so many different kinds of like tripods that are like for tables and stuff like that. So I probably wouldn't need the one that comes with it, but it's just nice to have because it does come in a nice little box that it's like portable and you can take it around with you. And it has a spot for the tripod and a strap for the phone mount. I'm buying Samsung stuff. Which sites could you recommend for EDU email? Unfortunately, I cannot, Anthony. I think I've said that before. I cannot recommend a site for that because I would get a strike from YouTube. So it's just not worth it for me. Again, if you do a Google search, literally what I did was I did a Google search, free EDU emails, and or buying a free EDU email or something like that, and then yeah, that's how it happened, and that was it. I paid $5. That was it. So, I'm not gonna say any more than that. Any external solid state drive that you would recommend? Thinking about getting a solid state drive to connect to a phone of a pen drive instead of a pen drive. Do you think that sounds okay? Is SSD instead of a pen drive? I think what you're referring to, a pen drive, would be a flash drive, is what I'm thinking of. So SSDs can absolutely connect to a phone, no problem. I myself have. Did I put that away somewhere? Oh yeah, I think it's in here. I myself love either SanDisk or Samsung. I have an older Samsung right now, but this one is a 500 gig model, and it comes with a USB for a computer or just a regular Type-C to Type-C, which would be what you would get for a smartphone. So very small, as you can see, in comparison to like a smartphone size. But I recommend, and these are the Samsung. Mine is a T5. There is a T7, and there's a T9 version of these. Check out our tech deals tomorrow. I will look for an external hard drive, or sorry, an external SSD that is on sale. And yeah, let me know if you're looking for a 500 gig or a terabyte, and I'll look to see which ones are on sale. Hey Ricky, from the last couple of years of Samsung Note and S series phone, can you tell me which ones have SD card slot and which ones don't? Thanks. Everything, so from the Galaxy S6 to the Galaxy S20 and Note 20, so that means also the Galaxy Note, from the Galaxy S7 to the Galaxy and the Galaxy Note 8 to the Galaxy S20 and Galaxy Note 20, all of those have micro SD cards. So from Note 8 to Note 20 and from S7 to S20, all of those have micro SD cards for the S series. In terms of the A series, those are all over the place, but I believe most of the A series have SD cards. Also, long live Hangouts, better than Google Duo. I agree. I still use Hangouts over Google Duo. All right, guys, I think we will start wrapping up. I do want to, for everyone that's stuck around till the end of the video, there is a product that I just got. And this product is a product that can make you guys money. It is a tech product. It's in this cryptocurrency thing, but it's a tech product that I am really behind, that I think is so smart, so good, and that I would really, really recommend. Now, I'm not an investment person. I'm not a person that's like telling you, oh, put, your savings or whatever kind of stuff. But if there's a product that you can buy that you can get a return on investment within a month for the entire price of the product, it's pretty interesting. I've been using it for a couple of days. The video will come out by Saturday of this, by either, actually no, because I think I might want to do a full week. So the video will probably come out next Monday or maybe this Saturday. We'll see how well it goes. But this product, I am so interested in. Like, it is so cool. I'm literally going to, when I finish this video, I'm going to tell my friend about it that is really good at investing stuff and everything like that, because it is such a cool product. And I'm already amazed 12 hours later after starting it of how it really is cool. No, it's not Rigsby coin. Rigsby crypto, the world isn't ready for. There's no computer good enough to mine Rigsby crypto right now. But yeah. I meant of the Plus and Ultra Note series SD card slots. So again, all of those, S7, S7 Edge, S8, S8 Plus, every single series, every single model has an SD card slot until the S21 Ultra. That one does not have a micro SD card. Every other S series from S7, and that includes S7, S7 Edge, all the way up to S20, S21, S20, S20 Plus, S20 Ultra, all of them have a micro SD card. And then from Note 8 to Note 8 20, to Note 20 and Note 20 Ultra, both have an SD card as well. That includes the Note 10, Note 10 Plus. All of them have a micro SD card until this one that just came out this year. This one was the one that cut the SD card out, which is the S21, S21 Plus, and S21 Ultra. None of those three have an SD card. Okay, so yeah, guys, I think that will be it for today's show. But I did want to give you that kind of thing to look at when you hear about when you see this video, and I tell you that every tech enthusiast should buy this. That is one. I'm just saying, if you can afford an investment, I am one that I do not believe in investing my money unless that I see the proof in the pudding. I'm pretty happy with the proof so far. We'll see how it goes. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much always for tuning in. I really, really do appreciate it. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you as always for watching. Make sure to let me know in this video what you want to see in the comment section. What tech do you want to see in tomorrow's tech deals? And I'll make sure to look up those products like the external SSD that someone was asking about earlier. See you guys. Thank you as always for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least it's what YouTube